Hey guys, it's James, and today we're talking about box squats. So the first thing I want to talk about today is when and why we use box squats. Oftentimes people will come in to us and they know that they need to be training, but they've had an experience in the past where maybe their knee is bothering them, or they have something going on with their hip or their back, and exercise for whatever reason is painful. And so our first job as coaches is to get them moving in a way that is productive, in a way that will actually give them a training stimulus. And we use the box squat a lot for this. So we got a lot of people coming in and they have some higher mileage knees. I've used this protocol many times myself, where we can get them to squat to a box, and we can sort of make the box higher, taller or shorter, depending on what type of range of motion they have. And essentially we'll work as close to the issue as we can, and we'll run like a linear progression. So on Monday they'll squat, maybe 95 pounds for 3 sets of 5. Maybe on Wednesday it's 97.5 or 100 pounds, and then on Friday we'll add a little bit more weight. And we just run that up until a point where they become completely comfortable squatting. Their knee pain is really decreased, or whatever type of pain it is. And then we'll reevaluate and maybe look at the standard squat. So that is one way that we'll use the box squat a lot, is just to work through basic pathology. Another reason that we use the box squat here at the gym a lot is as a light day. And so our programming for our new members is just a linear progression. We call it the novice progression, and basically it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And they run a squat variation, like the standard squat, each day. And they'll try to add a little bit of weight. At some point in that process, the squats get really heavy, and it's difficult to add weight every single day. And so what we like to do is add a light day in the middle of the week, so Wednesday. One thing we might do there would be a box squat. So when we have somebody box squat on Wednesday, what we're doing is we're cutting out the stretch reflex in the bottom of the squat, so it tends to drop the amount of weight that you're able to work with for given sets. So typically you might see something like an 80% sort of effort in intensity in terms of how much weight is actually on the bar. The effort level is very high, but the overall poundage of the lift on that light day will be a little bit reduced. And so what that does is it lets them get ready to come in and squat heavy again on Friday. So the final way that we use the box squat here is when we're teaching someone to squat, we have a progression that we work through, and we use Starting Strength, the 3rd edition basic barbell training book. We use their teaching progression. It's fantastic. If you've not looked at that book, I would recommend that you do so. But that's our teaching progression. Occasionally, that being said, you'll have a person that just for whatever reason the squat doesn't register. And so they have trouble sort of sitting back into their hips and leaning forward and getting their chest to the floor. And if we have tried the standard progression numerous times and they're just not wrapping their head around it, we will just have them box squat. And the box squat is really interesting in that you just tell people to sit back like they're sitting in a chair, and they just sort of get themselves in the correct position. And so what we'll do in this case is we'll run a short linear cycle where they are just building on this ability to get into the correct position. And then we feel good about that, then we'll take the box away, and lo and behold, they can almost always perfectly low bar squat after they've had a few sessions on the box.